Yo, hey guys, so I'm back. So I slept for an hour and a half because what happened was that I was not able to concentrate. I was trying to push my brain. Uh, like I was sleepless. I didn't sleep enough. I just slept for 4.5 hours yesterday night, and that's my fault. And I just slept. So this is the freedom that I like about freelancing, right? That this is the freedom that I like about not going to a job. And I think I'm kind of realizing right now that if I go to a job that I'll not be very happy for some reason, because I had been on a job and they want uh, you to work on project that you might not like, so you just have to do it anyway. So that's something which I don't like. Yeah. So I just want to complete this and give freelancing services, open my options. Cool. So we'll just work on chatbots, because chatbot itself are very pretty in demand skill right now, right? That 30 seconds. Cool. So what's the plan of action? The plan of action is definitely to learn chatbot and implement it. Yep. If not locally, at least no. Locally, we can actually. Data analysis was not possible, but that's the plan right now. So the plan is very simple. You build a chatbot locally. Yeah. Yes, we can. So our plan is build a chatbot locally, and then try to do data analysis with various build a chatbot locally and try to do data analysis with various uh, try to also do data analysis with various model and explore which which one works which one works better. Yeah. Cool. Plan of action. Ishq Dehari. Let's look at some videos of Jason. Okay. Yeah, Jason, let's see what kind of projects.
Ever since 1993, Dave Navigator came out. Well,
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know this is confidential, but can you tell me what is your salary? Right now, my salary is 1.2 crore. Last after the second.
the value is gonna be. If you ask me, what is one use case that clearly AI can provide value? It's gonna be the knowledge management. No matter which organization you work in, there are huge amount of wiki documentation and meeting notes that is everywhere and organized no better than a library like this. It will take forever for any human being to read and digest all those information and be on top of everything. But for us, that is one use case that clearly AI can provide value. It's gonna be the knowledge management. No matter which organization you work in, there are huge amount of wiki documentation and meeting notes that is everywhere and organized no better than a library like this. It will take forever for any human being to read and digest all those information and be on top of everything. But with the power of large language model, this problem finally is having a solution. Because we can just get a language model to read all sorts of different data and retrieve answer for us. This is why end of last year, there was big discussion about whether search engine like Google gonna be disrupted by large language model. Because when you have a large language model that has a word knowledge and can provide hyper-personalized answer to you, why do you still want to do a Google search? And we already start seeing that happen. There are a huge amount of people now go to platforms like ChatGPT or Perplexity to answer some of their day-to-day questions. And there are also platforms like Link focusing on knowledge management for corporate data. And as many of you already tried, it is actually very easy to spin up an AI chatbot that can chat with your PDF, PowerPoint, or spreadsheets. But if you ever try to build something like that yourself, you will quickly realize, even though a lot of people think that AI is going to take over the world, the reality is somewhat different. Many of the time, the AI chatbot you build probably even struggle to answer most basic questions. So here's a huge gap between what does the world think AI is capable of today versus what it is actually capable. And for the past few months, I've been trying to build different sorts of AI bots for different business use cases to figure out what is working, what is not. So today I want to share some of the learning with you. How can you build a right application that is actually reliable and accurate? So for ones who don't know, there are two common ways that you can give large language model with private knowledge. One method is fine-tuning or training your own model. You basically bake the knowledge into the model weights itself. And so this method can give a large language model precise knowledge with fast inference because all the knowledge already baked into the weights. The downside is that it is not a common knowledge about how to fine-tune a model effectively because there are so many different parameters and you also need to prepare the training data properly. That's why the other method is a lot more common and widely used, which is you don't really change the model but put knowledge into part of the prompt. Some people call it in-context learning, but you might also just refer it as RAG, which represents for retrieval augmented generation. It basically means instead of getting the large language model answer users' question directly, we'll try to retrieve relevant knowledge and documents from our private database and insert those knowledge as part of prompt, so that large language model can have additional context. And if we want to dive into a bit more details, to set up a proper RAG pipeline, it normally starts from data preparation, where you will extract information from raw data source, convert them into a vector database, which is a special type of database that can understand the semantic relationship between different data points, so that when a user has a new question, it will retrieve relevant information and send to a large language model. And if you want to learn how this vector database and embedding works in depth, I actually made another video a couple months ago that is specifically talking about that, so you can check out if you want to learn more. But the challenge of RAG is that even though it is really simple and easy to start and build a proof of concept, building a production-ready RAG application for business is actually really complex because there are many challenges and problems with just simple RAG implementation. Firstly, the real-world data is really messy. Many of them are not just simple text paragraph. It can be a combination of different image, diagram, charts, and table form. So if you just use normal data parser or data loader of this PDF file, quite often it will just extract incomplete or messy data that large language model cannot easily process. So many of the RAG use cases failed at the very beginning since it couldn't extract knowledge properly. On the other side, even though you create a database from the company knowledge, to accurately retrieve relevant information based on the question is also really complicated because different type of data and documentation normally involve different retrieval methods. For example, if your data is actually spreadsheets or SQL database, vector search might not be the best answer, while keyword search or SQL search will yield better and more accurate result for you. For some of the complex questions, it might involve knowledge across unstructured data like paragraph text, as well as structured data like table content. And on the other hand, sometimes you might just return a sentence within a paragraph that is most relevant to the question people are asking, but the adjacent content could be critical for answering the question properly. And also, some of the questions people ask might seem simple but actually quite complicated in the RAG context. So if someone asks how's the sales trending from 2022 to 2024, to answer this question properly, the language model needs to have context from multiple different data sources. It might even need to do some pre-calculation to answer the question properly. So in short, a lot of real-world knowledge management use case cannot be easily achieved with a simple naive RAG. But good news is there are many different tactics that you can use to mitigate those risks. Jerry Liu from Llama Index actually made a really good chart and summary about all the different advanced RAG tactics, from some of table state methods like value parser, chunk size, to some of really advanced agentic behavior. Today I want to pick up a few that I found works really well. But before I dive into it, I know many of you are either founders or part of AI startup teams. I'm always curious, how does AI native startups operate? And how do they embed AI into every part of business? And HubSpot did a research recently where it surveyed more than 1,000 top startups having adopting AI to scale their go-to-market process and figure out what worked, what didn't, and what's the best practice. For example, they dive into how does AI in startup sales actually works, what type of use case deliver the most impact on go-to-market strategy across thousands of startups, from how companies use AI to do customer targeting and segmentation to developing intelligent pricing model, and even look into how logistic and supply chain startups utilizing AI to predict problems before it actually happens to significantly improve productivity. And as an AI builder, I also found really interesting in what kind of AI tools go-to-market teams currently are using. This gave me pretty good insights of the current go-to-market AI tech stack too. If you want to learn how AI native startups should operate and scale go-to-market, I definitely recommend go check out this free research doc. You can click the link below to download this report for free. Now, back to how can we create a reliable and accurate RAG. Firstly, better data parser. This is probably one of the most important, but also the easiest one to improve the quality immediately. So challenge, as we mentioned before, that the real world data is really messy. If you're just dealing with website data, a little better, but once you get into format like PDF or PowerPoint, the data start becoming really messy and difficult for large language model to interpret because there are image, charts, diagrams, and all sorts of different things. And even though there are huge amount of different data parser on platforms like Llama Hub or LangChain already, many of them, if you try, is not that great. For example, if you're using PyPDF, which is one of the most popular and common PDF parser, when you try to read Apple's financial report, it can often extract numbers and data incorrectly. And most of the time, the data extracted is in a quite messy format that hard to understand the relationship between different numbers. And with the wrong number to start with, of course, your AI app is going to fail to answer the question accurately. But luckily, for the past few weeks, there are a few really awesome new parser that is large language model native to help you prepare data a lot more effective. One is the Llama parse. So this is a parser that implemented by Llama Index, which is a team that probably has the most knowledge in the world about RAGs. So they introduced Llama parse a few weeks ago, which is a parse that's specific on converting PDF file into a large language model friendly markdown format. It has a lot higher accuracy in terms of extracting table data compared with other type of parser we normally use. And it is a really smart parser where we can actually pass on prompts to tell the parser what the document type is and how do you expect them to extract information. So you can even pass on a comic book PDF and provide some information that this document is a comic book. Most pages do not have title. It tries to reconstruct the dialogue happening in a cohesive way. The result you can see here, it focuses on extracting only the dialogue and main content. And on the other hand, you can even use that to extract math formulas accurately by giving a special prompt like output any math equation in latex markdown format. Then it can extract formula in markdown format that can be rendered as formula public. So this Llama parser is extremely powerful and totally change the game for RAG on your local files. It is already live on Llama Cloud, so you can use it for free. But definitely recommend check out Llama parse if you need to handle a big amount of complex local documents. But apart from those documents, PDF file, we also need to deal with a huge amount of website data. That's where I want to introduce the second parser called FireCrawl. So FireCrawl is introduced by Mandible, where they provide scripts that focus turning website data into clear markdown format that large language model can read well. For example, if I have this URL,
okay, very interesting. When you say that, say I have a parser which can convert website into markdown. What do you mean by markdown? It is designed so that it can be converted into HTML and many other formats using tool called Markdown process or Markdown process. And Markdown is often used to format the README files for writing messages in online discussion forums and to create rich text using a plain text editor. Okay.
from Forbes News where they have an article about AI agents. If I paste this into FireCrawl, it turns this website into clean markdown format for me, with title and image as well, and everything is clean, properly structured. So this will reduce the amount of noise that the large language model actually receives a lot, and also get all the metadata ready as well. So if you want to do some additional filtering, you can also do. And they allow you to script single URL across the whole domain, or even search across file. And the best part is because now I'm using Llama parse for the local file and the FireCrawl for the website data, most of the data I need to handle is unified into markdown format. So I just need to optimize my RAG pipeline for the markdown format. So this is the first part of better scripter. The next one is chunk size. So assuming you extract all the information from the website or local file properly, to create a vector database, we actually need to break down the whole documents into small chunks and tokenize each chunk. We can map all the chunks into a vector space where we can understand which two sentences are more semantically similar to each other. So that next time when user have a question, we basically just tokenize this question we got into the same vector space as well and retrieve the most relevant chunks, adding them as part of the prompt. So that large language model has a context to answer the question. And one of the key factors that are going to impact the performance here is the chunk size, which is how big each text chunk should be. So one question you might have is, why do we even break down documents into small chunks? Why don't we just keep size as big as possible so the large language model has full context? So there are a couple of reasons. One obvious reason is, of course, large language model has limited context window, so you can't just feed every possible thing into the prompt. And even though you can feed everything in, the performance is often not that great because of the loss in the middle part. That's basically a phenomenon that we observe. When you feed a big prompt to the model, the large language model will pay a lot more attention to the beginning and the end of the prompt. But the things in the middle can often get lost. And there are a lot of different types of tests people did already that showcase even for big model like Turbo with 128K model, once the context window passes around 70K, large language model will fail to extract some context and content from a large prompt. But on the other hand, if you keep the chunk size too small, then it also has a lot of problems because the information it retrieves probably don't have full context for the large language model to understand. So there's a lot of trade-off and balance you need to find between the chunk size. Different type of documents can have its own optimal chunk size, and the most scientific way to find the optimal chunk size is experiments. So you can play with different chunk size and maybe even predefine a list of evaluation material like the response time, the faithfulness, and the relevance, and do evaluation against your testing data sets with different chunk size to find what is the most optimal chunk size for your document type. And one of my colleagues on relevance side called Satya actually did some quite interesting implementation. So because different type of documents can have different optimal chunk size, what he did is he tried to figure out a optimal chunk size and whole rack pipeline for different type of documents. And then when we receive a new document, we'll just try to classify these documents and give the most optimal rack configuration. If the file upload is resume.pdf, then it will route it to the best practice of resume documents, where it will choose the right parser and parse prompt, as well as the optimal chunk size and retrieval methods. So this is the second technique. Try to play and find the optimal chunk size for specific documents. The third one I'll talk about is revamp. So this is a common tactic that we use to improve the retrieval accuracy. And the part you try to optimize is the relevancy of document. When we do vector search against a user question, if we define top K to be 25, which means we want the vector search to return the top 25 most relevant chunks, the chunks it returns has a mixed level of relevance, and they are not sorting in a way that most relevant document is at top. In reality, the most relevant chunks are spread across the return chunks. So if you just simply passing all 25 chunks to the large model, it will have a few problems. One, it will consume a lot more tokens, and second, it have a lot more noise. So the answer quality is going to be a bit lower. Common method here is called revamp. Instead of sending those 25 chunks directly to the large language model, we can use another transformer model specifically to find the relevance between documents. So we can pass on this list of chunks, use ranker to pick up the top most relevant chunks out of the initial search results, so that the answer generation will be faster and more accurate. Another common is called hybrid search. As we mentioned before, vector search is not necessarily the best search methods for many use cases. For example, think about e-commerce site where users search for a product. You actually want to ensure the product name is exactly matched from the actual product name in your database. And to making sure the result is super relevant, we want to do a keyword search. This is where hybrid search can offer much better results. And the way it works is, instead of just doing vector search, we can do both vector search and keyword search, and then mix both results together, pick up top most relevant ones. So there's a few quite common and practical ways you can improve your RAG pipeline. But the part I want to really talk a bit more is the agentic RAGing. So till now, you probably realize there are a lot of different RAG techniques you can use. And the real challenge here is that there's no real best practice across all sorts of different documents. And the beauty of agentic RAG is that we can utilize agents' dynamic and reasoning ability to decide what is optimal RAG pipeline. Even do things like self-check or chain of thought to improve the answer. And one very simple but powerful method is query translation or planning. So the idea here is basically, instead of doing the vector search with the question user asks, right, which many of the time is not optimal for vector search, we can get agent to modify the question a little bit so that it is more retrieval friendly. For example, if the user asks a question, Leopold went to which school between August 1954 and November 1954, directly do vector search against this query might not yield the best result. Instead, we can try this question to be something like, what was Leopold's education history? Then do a vector search against this modified and more abstract question to return the full results. And this is a method called step back, which is introduced originally from Google DeepMind. And same thing, you can even utilize similar concept to get agent or large model to modify the question a little bit before doing the retrieval. So if the user has a question like how the sales trending from 2022 to 2024, the agent can actually break down this complex question into 3 sub-queries, and each query searches sales data for that specific year. Then we can merge things together so that the large model has full context. And on the other hand, you can get large language model to do some metadata filtering and routing as well. So each document we got from customers, you can give some metadata like title, year, country, summary, and this will be extremely useful because we can combine with some agentic behavior. So instead of just do the vector search across all the possible database you have, they'll probably return some irrelevant data from some database that is not relevant at all. You can get agent to generate metadata first. So if the user asks best burger in Australia, you can generate metadata to the country in Australia first. Then filter down the list of data that it will do vector search against to only semi and Brisbane. So the result in return will be much more relevant. And you can imagine all those techniques that we mentioned here can be a tool for the agent, and when we receive a new question, we can just get the agent to decide whether you should utilize certain tactics to improve the result. On the other hand, you can even introduce some kind of self-reflection process into the RAG pipeline to improve the accuracy. One of the most popular concepts is called corrective RAG agent. It is a pipeline that really aims to deliver high-quality results. So if the user has a question, and after we do some retrieval, we will get a large language model to do some evaluation and decide if the retrieved documents are correct or relevant to the question that we were asking. If the classification is correct, then we'll go through some process to do knowledge refinement to clean up the knowledge. But if it's ambiguous or incorrect, then agent go on internet and search for some internet results instead, and repeat this process a few times until it feels like got the correct answer. Then it can generate the results from there. So by adding those self-reflection, you can see the quality of this RAG pipeline will be much higher, even though there are trade-offs in terms of speed. The quality of the answer is going to be much more relevant and accurate. And today I want to show you a quick example of how can you build a corrective RAG agent with Llama 3 on a local machine as well as FileCrawl for the website script. Then I use LangGraph to build this corrective RAG agent. The Lens from LangChain actually gave a very detailed tutorial about how can you build such agent with LangGraph. But today I just want to introduce a simplified version with some script that we just introduced before. So the way to work is that when the user asks a question, we will try to retrieve most relevant documents. But after that, we will get large language model to grade whether the documents retrieved is relevant to the question you asked. If yes, then go generate answers. But if not, we will do web search. And we'll use Tabby, which is a web search engine designed specific for agents. And after the answer is generated, we will also do another round of check whether the answer is actually hallucinating. If yes, generate again. If no, check whether the answers actually answer the original question. If not, then go web search, find random information, and repeat this process again until the question can be answered. And as I mentioned before, we're going to use land graph. So it basically allows you to define the high-level workflow and logics, but still getting agent or large language model to complete tasks at every single stage. It still gives control about what the flow look like, but utilize language model capability at every single step to complete tasks. And we're going to use Llama 3 as a decision-making model here. So firstly, we're going to download OLlama, which allows you to run Llama 3 on your local machine directly. And once you download that, you can open your terminal and do OLlama pull Llama 3. This will download the Llama 3 model on your local machine. And after that, let's just do a quick test. We can do OLlama run Llama 3. So I can type, who made a Facebook? So I'm running this model on my MacBook, and you can see the speed is actually still pretty good. So once we confirm that you can run this Llama 3 model on your local machine, we can close the terminal and open Visual Studio Code. We can create a Jupyter notebook by called wrap agent llama 3.ipynb. So this will create notebook, and I will run you through this example. So firstly, let's install some libraries we're going to use, including LangChain, LangGraph, Avili, GPT-4o, which is open source embedding model that you can run on your local machine, as well as FileCrawl. And after that, I will set up my LangSmith API key, which will automatically log all the interactions so that we can keep track. And I'm going to set up a variable called local LLM equal to llama 3. And the first thing is I want to use FileCrawl to create a vector database from a few blog posts that I have on my website. So I will import a few different libraries, define the list of URLs. Then I will run FileCrawl loader. So FileCrawl does have a LangChain integration already, where I just need to pass API key. And there's a mode as well. So script means your script just individual URL. You can also change to crawl, which will crawl through the whole domain. And then I'm going to split up the documents into small chunks, each chunk 250, and also filter out some metadata, because at default, FileCrawl returns some metadata as array, which is not supported. So we're going to clean up those ones. And in the end, create a vector database using GPT-4o embedding as well as the filtered documents. And in the end, create a retriever so that we can use this retriever to retrieve relevant documents in this vector database anytime. So now get the retriever ready. Next is we want to create whether the document is relevant to the question. So we'll create a retrieval grader. Define a large language model with the chat OLlama that point to the Llama 3 we created before. Then we will create a prompt template. So Llama 3 has very special prompt style that you need to follow to making sure the performance is good. You can click on the link below to get more details about their prompt style. But it normally looks something like this. You have beginning of text, start, header ID, which is a role, and then the message itself. And here we can quickly test. If I give the question how to save large language model cost, it will give me a score of yes. And yes basically means it is relevant, no means it is not relevant. But if I change the question to be something like where to buy iPhone 5, the score will be no. So this will be the first checkpoint to decide if the document is relevant. If yes, then refine the documents. But if the answer is actually relevant, next is we want to generate the answer using Llama 3 model and create large language model chain called RAG chain. And for the same question, how to save large language model cost, you can see it actually retrieve information from my blog post pretty accurately. But if the retrieved document is not relevant, then we want to do a web search. And as I mentioned before, we're going to use Tablet. So Tablet is like a web search service for large language model where you can just give it natural language, it will return search results. Very similar service to EXA. So here we're just going to put in your Tablet API key and then create a web search tool. So now we have created document grader, a large language model step to generate answer as well as web search. The last part is that we want to create some function to check if the answer is hallucinating and whether the answer actually answers the question. So create a hallucination grader with a special prompt here. And again, the result will be yes or no. If yes, it is not hallucinating. If it's no, that means it didn't pass the criteria. As well as the answer grader with the same yes and no method so that we can keep the result pretty consistent. That's pretty much it. Now we have all the key components ready. And next we just need to turn them into different functions and set up a land graph state and nodes. So we'll first set up a land graph state. So state is like what kind of value that you want to share across all the different steps. In our case, it will be the question you ask, the answers that large language model generated, the research result from web search, as well as the retrieved documents. Then we'll create different nodes. One is retrieve node, which is responsible to retrieve documents. It basically just call the retriever that we created earlier and return documents and questions. This will basically override global state. Then we'll create this function to create documents to see if it is relevant. If it's not relevant, it will stop the for loop and just set web search to be yes. If it's relevant, it will keep checking every single document. And then the generate node, which will call the large language model to generate answer, as well as a web search. Then we'll create a few conditional age. So you can think about all the lines between nodes to be age. It can be simple age that connect to different nodes together, or it can be conditional age, like going to run some function and based on result can route to different nodes. So here we're going to create two conditional age functions. One is going to based on result whether the document is relevant or not to decide whether to do web search or just generate answer. And the other is going to check whether the answer is hallucinating. If it's not hallucinating, then it will check if the answer actually answers the user's original question. And that's pretty much all we need. And then next thing is we're going to add all the 4 nodes that we're going to use. In the end, we're going to connect everything together. So all land graph will start from entry point. And here I will set entry point to be retrieve document first. And then I will add age. So age, as I mentioned before, is a link between different nodes. And here I'm going to connect retrieve nodes to create documents. And I can also add conditional age, which means after create document nodes, I want to run this function to decide whether it should do web search or it should just generate answer from retrieve document right away. And if it's web search, then after web search results, I want it to connect generate nodes to generate answer. And after we generate answer, I want to run this function to decide if there's any hallucination and if answer the question. If it is hallucinating, then go back generate generate again. And if the answer doesn't answer the question, I'll do web search. If it's actually good, end the workflow. And in the end, I can just do workflow.compile and pass out this question, how to save larger and more cost. And in this log, you can see that, so if first they retrieve documents and then start check every single document to see if it is relevant to the question. And the end decision is that all the documents relevant, now go generate answer. And after the answer is generated, check hallucination and decide the answer is actually grounded with the information we retrieve from documents. And then it check whether the generated answer answers the original question, and decide it does. So you finish all the checks and then output the final answer. So here's an example of how can you create this very complex agentic RAG. And as you can see that those agentic RAG obviously have very clear trade-off that it is a lot slower to generate a quality answer. But the upside is that you can actually making sure the quality is really good and the document is relevant. And really keen to see what kind of interesting RAG agent that you're gonna create. Please.
This is probably one of the best RAG videos I've shown so far. Anyway, it keeps getting better. I have great mind.
What? What about?
The most informative RAG videos I've seen. Can't wait to see them from channel. I got knowledge, I love it. Now, what would expect really cool? Fun, informative, great content. Interesting. Jason has pretty good
Everything's
videos for
minor.
sure. It's definitely there. Open Agent 2, LLM systems thinking. Cool. Interesting. Follow him so that AI Research 3.0 I built a team of AI agents where they can read readable data and generate high quality research. Oh wow. Autogen, okay. Crazy, bro. He copied the Airtable link and then he researched about the funding stage and pricing of each company in the list. He gives the list of Airtable. So this is it's just the pricing of each company. Okay. So it executing functions. 3 million seed round funded by oh wow, crazy bro. Airtable directly they have given us it full total idea.
Is to research from Airtable and break it down into individual talk about AGI, often we have this image where
Companies that have a DevOps team tend to have a
Oh.
higher productivity.
So here, I think that was pinned comment. This is a pinned comment. Okay. The webscape agent where you can give it a list of websites, data points you want to extract from each website, and it would do the work for you. Example, give a list of B2B SaaS companies and extract all case studies on their websites or specific info like company offer, lunch, beta, Looking for beta users. This is a UX for Copilot agent seems to converge. Key features. Cheaper, faster, and high alignment. So here is a speed comparison of looks slightly slower than lock close. Interesting for sure.
Ever
He also said there is a HubSpot research, right? He's very interesting article for sure. So the plan of action was build a chatbot locally. Yes, and AI Jason can help in
everything's not.
anything. Make it faster and better. Web scraping 2.0.
Pop AI, something that came out of absolutely nowhere, but does exactly what I've been waiting so long for. Takes those fundamental technologies of GPT-3 and GPT-4 and really gives it to you in an interface with new tools and skill sets that you can learn that just take your efficiency.
If you are building AI products, probably a great amount of time is actually not programming, but literally staring at the screen and waiting for large language model to finish off tasks and create a large language model god that everything goes well. But quite often it doesn't. There are millions of different cases where your large language model system just didn't work or say something stupid. And this problem becomes bigger and bigger in later stage. After the large language model system goes into production, majority of my time actually starts spending on evaluating, monitoring, testing, because real world cases are really dynamic and unpredictable. Quite often, when we build a system, there are a few test cases in our mind that we are building towards. But once it goes into wild, customer will tell all sorts of different requests different ways. Like I was building a meeting scheduler agent where I was expecting requests where people say things like, let's meet tomorrow 9 p.m. Sydney time. But in reality, the case will be much more complicated where people will say, I'm based in UK but travel to Singapore next week and back to China the week after. Once your language model system actually put into your customer's hand, it is almost guaranteed to break or perform really weirdly in certain cases. And this is when you want to start iterating the system. And iteration of large language model system is extremely time consuming because there are lots of different combinations of things. Because large language model is not deterministic, which means the result will be slightly different every time. And there are all sorts of different combinations of different settings like the prompt itself, the model you're using, the temperature, and how you break down the flow. If you're building agent, do you use function calling agent or you use a React framework? And most of the time your large language model system is not just one large language model call, but a flow of different language model steps or an agent who can autonomously decide what to do next with different tools. So the biggest challenge is when you change one thing, you don't really have a good confidence that it is actually going to improve the system for all the cases. Like you might put a special prompt as banded solution to solve a specific edge cases that you just captured. But this prompt might actually make a large language model pay too much attention to this specific part of the task but start ignoring some other parts of the prompt. So to gain real confidence, you do want to test system in many different type of cases. And that's why large language model system evaluation is such a big topic. It basically means how can you build a system to evaluate the performance of a large language model system against certain tasks, so that you will have a benchmark to know if your new version actually improved. And most importantly, help you find the optimal combination of all the different settings and system design for the specific task that you're trying to complete. And there are a huge amount of hardware evaluation on the internet, which is useful in some way where it gives you an overall idea about which model is probably the best in certain type of general task. But quite often it is not that useful because the task they tested is not exactly the task you want. So most time can't really trust the result scale very well. What can feel metrics that usually as well as simulating the interview their workflow and have you ever thought about who's the use at the first place? The answer it is whole evaluation accuracy of logging. So the way last minute apply just before this function for every on the large language model.
Cool guys, I think what I'll do right now is that I feel that I'm getting into this loop of information consumption where I just want to consume more and more and more information rather than building stuff, which is a very bad loop to fall into. So I'm just gonna stop. I've done my research enough and I'll just go have my lunch and come back and start building real RAG applications. Start building real RAG applications. Start building real RAG applications. So that will be much interesting. That will be much more interesting than me watching this thing. Cool.
Well, system view. An example.
Cool guys, awesome. So I've had my lunch and I'm here to implement RAG. And during the lunch, I was listening to basically Rich Dad Poor Dad, and this section was the latest section of the book where Robert Kiyosaki is giving us his insight on how rich thinks, and basically he was saying that the mindset of a rich is not about it's about even if you fail, you learn from the failure. That failure should inspire you. For example, in Texas he gave the example of Texas people where people of Texas whenever there's failure they remember their earlier generation and say that we should not. I don't remember the name of the tribe, but I think Indians. And he was also telling that how America in America, Pearl Harbor, the attack on Pearl Harbor from Japanese forces is considered to be a failure on American part, but how it inspired the Americans to actually come back and take over the entire battle and become the World War II leaders. Not only that, but superpower, isn't it? So that's what winners do. Winners actually get inspired by the failures and come back, whereas people who are a failure, they fail, they just get dejected, they just stop, right? That's what it's a difference between winners and failures. And it was a great you know great reminder to me as well, to not stop if I'm failing at something. And another good aspect of that video was that podcast, that audiobook was that he was saying that it is important that you diversify your skills and make sure that even if you're earning less, but you get the relevant skills. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm earning pretty much less than what I can, but I'm diversifying my skills. I'm learning RAG right now. I need to improve my communication skills. So I think we are there. I think if we go on this path, eventually things will turn up. Eventually things will get better, and that's how it will be. But the only thing is we have to be on this path of learning and implementing. And imagine if I spend 6 months learning AI, learning ML, learning LLMs, learning RAG, learning chatbots, learning how we can make a solution out of it. For example, today from this video which you guys are seeing on the screen, what Jason mentions is that knowledge management, data management in a company is a real use case that AI can solve, and RAG can actually help you to get that data, right? So if we can offer a solution to companies who have huge data and now they want to get ready for an AI, to become an AI company, or like they want to transition from a non-AI to AI company, you can come in and give them that solution. Imagine the power of that. Imagine how many companies are willing to do it. Imagine imagine this solution and the niche you can pick to and talk to companies. That will be like crazy value for them, right? You can go to boring businesses. You can target boring businesses who are doing very well, and then charge good amount of money from them. I think that would be great. So that is all about it, and I'm so happy. I'm so grateful to the Almighty who's all above us to give me this second opportunity, because I actually left uh, this journey of mine on automation and AI in December last year, which is 2023, and my I from January I wanted to just get a job so that I get settled, so that it'll be good for marriage, because I'm 28 right now, and in November I'll be 29. So that way I was like, okay, in November we'll 29, and in Indian culture it's high time that you get married, or else it'll be very difficult to get married, right? So difficult to get good prospects. Let me put it that way. So I was thinking that should be the plan, but I'm so happy that I'm on this. I am right now, and I'm choosing to not go the traditional way, but to actually get into AI and uh, learn here new stuff that we can offer, and actually have a business out of this. And yeah, I'm so happy to be here to take this opportunity. And I think if we just not stop, we can turn this around. So that's the entire plan. Cool, guys. I think let's get into it. uh, let's get into solving this problem. Let's try rag out. I want to see this video, but I just made a promise to myself that I will not, and I will just have to implement a solution first. Okay. So much knowledge out there, right? Yeah, the first part.
Do you ever wish there was a shortcut to complete all your Microsoft Excel reports in your job?
It contained, and my data isn't being shared with some random company. So in this video, I want to do two things. First, I want to show you how to set this up. It is ridiculously easy and fast to run your own AI on your laptop. I built an AI server for my daughters. Well, first, it was more for me. I wanted to run all of my AI locally. And I'm not just talking command line with Olama. No. We have a GUI, a beautiful chat interface. And this thing's feature filled. It's got RBAC, chat histories, multiple models. We can even add stable diffusion. And I was able to add this to my notes application, Obsidian, and have my chat interface right there. I'm gonna show you how to do this. Now, you don't need something crazy like Terry. That's what I named my AI server. It can be something as simple as this laptop. I'll actually demo the entire setup on this laptop. So likely the computer you're using right now, the one you're watching this video on, will probably work. And seriously, you're gonna love this. It's customizable, it's wicked fast, like way faster than anything else I've used. Isn't that amazing? And again, it's local, it's private. I control it, which is important because I'm giving it to my daughters. I want them to be able to use AI to help with school, but I don't want them to cheat or do anything else weird. But because I have control, I can put in special model files that restrict what they can do, what they can ask, and I'll show you how to do that. So here we go. Get your coffee ready. We're about to dive in. But first, let me have you meet Terry. Now Terry has a lot of muscle, so for the case, I needed something big. I got the Leon Lee 011 Dynamic Evo gigahertz, and now I'm surprised to say my system actually posted on the first attempt, which is amazing. But what's not amazing is the fact that Ubuntu would not install. I tried for hours, actually for a whole day, and I almost gave up and installed Windows, but I said, no, Chuck, you're installing Linux. So I tried something new, something I've never messed with before. It's called Pop! OS by System 76. This thing is awesome. It worked the first time. It even had a special image with NVIDIA drivers built in. It just stinking worked, so I sipped some coffee, didn't question the magic, and moved on. Now if you do want to build something similar, I've got all the links below. But anyways, let's talk about how to build your very own local AI server. First, what do you need? Really, all you'll need is a computer. That's it. Can be any computer, running Windows, Mac, or Linux. And if you have a GPU, you'll have a much better time. Now again, I have to emphasize this. You won't need something as beefy as Terry, but the more powerful your computer is, the better time you'll have. Don't come at me with a Chromebook. Please. Now step 1, Ollama. This is the foundation for all of our AI stuff and what we'll use to run AI models. So we'll head on over to ollama.ai and click on download. And they've got a flavor for every OS. I love that. Now if you're on Mac, just download it right now and run it. If you're on Windows, they do have a preview version, but I don't want you to do that. Instead, I want you to try the limit.
But why is that? Just a Ollama Windows it. I like that it's short to the point. It's a hard challenge to compete with channels like Friendship. Could provide you a voice that isn't monotonic. Probably should mention that now there's now a native Windows option which is going to explain. Okay, anyway, I'll just follow the tutorial. I don't know why he mentioned not to download it, but anyway, gonna go with this.
Linux version.
We're gonna go with
We can install it with one command.
Chuck,
and yes, you
Networkchuck.
can run Linux
Yeah.
on Windows with WSL. Let's get that going real quick. First thing I'll do is go to the start bar and search for terminal. And launch my terminal. Now this first bit is for Windows folks only. Linux people, just hang on for a moment. We gotta get WSL installed, or the Windows subsystem for Linux. It's only one command, WSL -- install, and that's it actually. Hit enter, and that's gonna start doing some stuff. When it's done,
Okay, so let's go to terminal. Um, okay, PowerShell, Windows PowerShell. So I know that you guys are not able to see my screen here, but I'm just gonna do what Chuck is doing. Okay, so I have cool. So I'll just have Windows PowerShell or WSL -- install. Cool, so now it's running. I feel that while this is installing, I can actually make content that I wanted to do. Yeah, so that way I can monitor the installation on my secondary screen and just get right back at it when it finishes. So I also wanted to write content of whatever I'm doing, which I'll post it, because that's the strategy, right? As a freelancer, we need to get the word out. So we need to write a lot of content pieces about whatever knowledge we're gaining, and that will be a portfolio. So basically, I wanted to write content as well. So let me pull that up, and then I'll show you guys what I'm writing. Okay. Yes. I hope you guys can see it. Yeah, so that's one of the pieces that I wanted to write. That how strategies is used So I'll post it on my own website. I'll post it on Medium, of course, and obviously on LinkedIn as well, and also make a video about it. So cool. I'll just do that as well. Meanwhile, I see that my Linux is WSL is asking for a username, so I'm just gonna do that. Vignesh, cool. Password is perfect, awesome. So this is install, I guess. So we'll see what is next thing we need to do.
Set up a username and password. I got a new keyboard, by the way. Did you hear that? Link below. It's my favorite keyboard in the entire world. Now, some of you may have to reboot. That's fine. Just pause the video and come back. Mine is ready to go, though. We're rocking Ubuntu 22.04, which is still amazing to me that we're running Linux on Windows. That's just magic, right? Now we're about to install Ollama, but before we do that, we gotta do some best practice stuff, like updating our packages. So we'll do a sudo apt update,
So I'm gonna do that same thing. Sudo apt update.
and then we'll do
Sudo. I know that you cannot see my screen, but I'm sorry about that. But I'm just doing what Chuck is doing.
sudo practice stuff, like updating our packages. So we'll do a sudo apt update,
Okay. Cool. Sudo apt update. Okay, it is updating. So let me just work on the side here. Okay, it got updated. Cool. Next is
and then we'll do a sudo apt upgrade -y.
okay. Sudo apt
To apply the sudo apt upgrade -y.
okay. Grade -y. Yeah, it is upgrading. That is good stuff.
To apply all those updates. And actually, while it's updating, can I tell you something about our sponsor, IT Pro by ACI Learn. Now, in this video, we're going to be doing lots of heavy Linux there. Now we can install Ollama with one.
Okay, so till it installs, I will write something about here. So yes, how statistics is used in business to help business owners and make informed decisions. Statistics is to predict future status. Is used to predict this, explain online purchases. Let's explore another example. Imagine you're a data professional working in an online retail store. You have data that tells you 20% of the customers who visit the store's website make a purchase of $100 or more. If a customer spends $100, they are eligible to receive a free gift card. The store randomly awards gift card 10%. The customers who spend at least $100. You want to calculate the probability. So this is probability. But how does statistics help? Right. So how does statistics help? Okay, so that's what I have to research and give particular use cases where interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna go on Coursera and see what I need to find. Coursera. Power of statistics and see what topics do we have in statistics. So the next problem that so this is a great problem, right, that I can solve for myself. I need topics on which I need a chat this thing to Yeah, okay, cool. So there are two types of statistics, by the way. What is statistics? It's actually it's the study of numbers using tools, not numbers, but it's a study of tools that are applied on numbers, of tools that are applied on numbers, which the study of tools that are applied on numbers to gather insights, right? So there are two type of statistics. So there are two types of statistics, and it is descriptive and inferential. So differential statistics stats. So basically the probability and other stuff. Probability comes under inferential stats, and it gives us a way to determine an uncertain event with some degree of certainty. Cool. So that way probability is also in statistics. It comes in statistics. Cool. Awesome. So my WSL have upgraded, so I can just go back here
One
and
command.
follow along.
And again, all commands are below. Just gonna paste this in. A nice little curl.
Okay, so I'm just gonna copy Linux, download, and I'm just gonna copy the command that I have here in my machine. So curl fsl http over. Cool. So I've just it's running now. Let it run. And the only problem that I see is my C is actually getting filled up. Right, I just have 10 GB left on my C, so I have to take out everything that is occupying my C for some reason. So pictures I can take out, camera roll, to rename these. It's pretty good. So it's 1 GB. What is that? Okay, what is this?
Yeah, you were saying once you start focusing on related to ad, and I'll show you some outreach example.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll show you some outreach examples.
Show you something. Let's say. Interesting. So let me just delete this. Okay. Okay, anyway, I think Anyway, we'll remove some more.
Command, little magic stuff, and this, I love how easy this is. Watch. You just sit there and let it happen. Do you not feel like a wizard when you're installing stuff like this? And the fact that you're installing AI right now? Come on. I noticed one thing real quick. Olama did automatically find out that I have an NVIDIA GPU.
Oh, wonderful. If even for me, the Olama has detected a GPU. That's good.
And it's like, awesome, you're gonna have a great time. If it did,
So NVIDIA detected Olama API is now available at. Oh, awesome! So it also gave me an IP address.
didn't see that and you do have a GPU, you may have to install some NVIDIA CUDA drivers. I'll put a link for that below, but not everyone will have to do that. And if you're rocking a Mac with an M1 through M3 chip, you're gonna have a good time too. They will use that embedded GPU. Now at this point, our Mac users, our Linux users, and our Windows users are all converged. We're on the same path. Welcome. We can hold hands and sing. It's getting weird. Anyways, first we have to test a few things to make sure Olama is working. And for that, we're gonna open our web browser. I know it's kind of weird. Just stick with me. I'm gonna launch Chrome here. And here in my address bar, I'm gonna type in localhost, which is looking right here at my computer,
114.
and port 114.
Yes. So I'm just gonna local host 114 34. Olama is running. Awesome, guys. So we have here Olama is running. Great. So that's nice. And then let's go back to the video.
34. Hit enter, and if you see this right here, this message, you're good to go. You're about to find this out. Port 11434 is what Olama's API service is running on, and it's how our other stuff is going to interact with it. It's so powerful. Just check this out. I'm so excited to show you this. Now, before we move on, let's go ahead and add an AI model to Olama. And we can do that right now with Olama, pull, and we'll pull down Llama 2, a very popular one. Hit enter, and
Okay, let's check out what are the different models Olama has that we can pull. Llama 3 is there. Llama, the most capable openly available LLM to date. Oh wow, this new series of large language model from Alibaba Group. Okay, is a family of lightweight 3B and 3 billion and 14 billion state-of-the-art open models from Microsoft. Okay, is a coherence is a new family of state-of-the-art multilingual model that's supposed to be language. Okay, Mistral. Okay, Gemma is a family of lightweight state-of-the-art models by Google's DeepMind update version 1.1. So updated 2 months ago. Mistral set of Mistral experts model open made by Code Gemma is a collection of very powerful light mode that can perform a variety of coding tasks and like fill in the middle, code completion, code generation, natural language understanding, mathematical reasoning and instruction. We can use Code Gemma and maybe try out, you know. Okay, so we have some more documentation. Okay, cool. So command R is a language model optimizer for conversion interactions, long context. Command R is a powerful scalable language model purpose built to excel at real world enterprise and use case. Lava is a novel end-to-end trained large language model that combines vision, code, encoder. Is an open general purpose LLM created by Databricks 7 weeks ago. Llama 2, oh, it's 4 months old. So this is what Chuck is asking us to pull. Cool. Uncensored is also there. Okay. Cool. We'll just pull. We have so many models here. Open chat. Oh my god. There's so many models. Falcon is there. SQL Coder. What is SQL Coder? SQL Coder is a code and completion model fine-tuned on SQL Coder, Star Coder for SQL generation tasks. Interesting. A model for NVIDIA based on Llama 3 that excels at conversation QA and retrieval. Oh wow, chat QA. Yarn Mistral code generation model. Made it open source medical large language model update for 6 months ago. Okay, cool. For now we'll just go with Llama 2 and follow along the tutorial.
ready. Now let's test it out real quick. We'll do Olama run,
Olama pull Llama 2. Cool, that's what I'm gonna do. You cannot see my screen, but that's what I'm doing right now. Olama pull Llama took 3.8 GB, so I just have to wait till it downloads 3.8 GB. It'll take some time, I think 5 to 10 minutes. So meanwhile I'm just going and deleting a couple of stuffs from my C drive. Can I choose where it stores? Can I do that here? I think I should be able to do it, yeah. Yeah, I should know, because then every time I have to come and delete couple of videos. Right, so downloads, how much is downloads? Please. Oh, downloads itself for 29 GB. Interesting. Sure. Okay. Okay, let's pull those things here. Let's delete, no? Let's look at some more things. Interesting. Oh wow, 2.8 GB is already downloaded from 3.8 GB. That's nice. Okay. Yep. I should be able to, you know, I should be able to choose a path where I want to download these files. Great, yeah, my speed test. Interesting. Still 90 percentage. Okay, cool. So we were about to write this, and okay, so the script is statistic and inferential statistics. Comes under inferential stats, and it gives us a way to determine an uncertain event with some degree of certainty. Yeah, that's true. That's what probability does. And in this example, when is used to predict future sales, how does it do? Okay. Can you give an example of a company department? No, not a company department. Can you give an example of how does this happen and help companies model development? The statistical model is used to develop a predictive model that can forecast future sales based on the real-time data forecasting. Give an example. Give an example of model being used. How a model is predicting sales based on historical data. One example of business statistical model developed predictive model for forecasting. Let's say clothing retailer wants to predict sales for upcoming holiday season. To predict the statistical model, to prepare the statistical model, the retailer would first collect historical data of the past holiday seasons, including factors such as total sales revenue, number of units sold, average selling price, promotion and discount offers, weather condition during holiday season, consumer confidence index. This data would be used to identify key factors that influence holiday season. For example, the model may show that sales are positively correlated with consumer confidence and negatively correlated with heavy storms on Black Friday. The retailer would then use regression analysis to develop a predictive equation that relates a key factor to holiday sales, which is this. The model is then validated by testing it out a holdout sample of the past holiday seasons to assess its accuracy. For example, if the consumer confidence is expected to be 10% higher than the last year and there is 20% chance of heavy snowfall, the model can predict holiday sales with X% higher than previous year. Is regression analysis a statistical model? A set of statistical processes for estimation of relation between dependent and regression analysis is a statistical model. A regression model is a statistical model that estimates the relation between one dependent. Oh my god. A regression model involves following components: inferring causal relationship, predicting and forecasting, where it is used as substantial overlap. The regression function proposes the yi function. So in summary, regression analysis fits a statistical model to estimate the relationship between variables, which can then be used for prediction of causal inference. The model itself is a mathematical expression of the data generation process. Interesting. So this is how we can. So this is one example of how statistics is used. Yeah. Model development, based forecasting, decision making. So I can incorporate these aspects in my article. Yes. Okay. Yeah, guys, I should be having a AI that actually takes all this information and gives a pretty good model, pretty good article that I can put it out on LinkedIn and Medium for that matter. Speed dropped, is it? Stand speed drop, I guess. What? A/B testing. What are you saying, man? Yeah. All this is complete. Probability, conditional probability, everything is complete here. My speeds, download speeds are very less, and it was pretty fast, almost 10 mbps, 10 mbps per second, and it came up to 96 percentage, and now it's dropped to 100 kb per second. So the estimation time to completion ETA is showing 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, oh yeah, come on. Yeah, I can write an article. Not feeling like writing an article. So Jason told that there is an article
Ever
by HubSpot.
Intel
Okay, so let's try this out. Let's read about it. How AI is redefining startup GTM strategy. Wow, this is good. Next. Yeah. Okay. Okay. How AI is redefining startup GTM strategies. Exploring new marketing research on how AI is impacting startup growth in marketing, sales, and customer service. Marketing, sales, and customer service. 3 areas. HubSpot for startup, what AI is redefining, and startup go-to-market strategy, what we'll cover. There is an AI for that. How AI is changing startup go-to-market strategies, tools and best practices, scalability and emotion, closing. There is an AI for that. Will startup harnessing AI? Will startups harnessing AI to in go-to-market strategy turnaround with tech and past few years? Okay. The odds are turning towards startup favor with AI. Building a startup in recent year. This is Crunchbase. After a turbulent few years, ventures should steady in 2024. For the past handful of years, the venture market has been a wild ride from a cheap money days of 2020-2021 to the market recalibration of 2022 to some rocky times in 2023. The private market has had its ups and downs. However, venture capitalists view 2024 pretty optimistically, although with caveats, with funding likely ahead, hitting. I'm an optimist. Here comes the exits. AI slowdown. While one market for investment may open up, another may see slowing according to many investors. No sector saw more interest on the private market last year than AI, as generative AI and AI-related startups, OpenAI, Anthropic, Inflection AI raised big, taking early 50 billion in 2023. However, many investors are looking for a pullback as valuations remain high, and some are questioning how many winners there will be in a generative AI market. The best way to think about it is that we are in a hype cycle that likely will take years to play out. Even as 2023 were out, many investors seemed less and less interested in marketing or sales platform that just wrap AI around them. Yes, some VCs expect the legal and regulatory dilemma AI companies could face both in US and overseas to lead to a slowdown in the flood of AI funding startups. Okay. And several other factors. There is a presidential election in November could throw the private market into disarray. However, for many who invest in the market seem hopeful 24, which will bring better, maybe just slightly things that the past couple of years. Actually, I just want a recap of this. The venture market is adjusted to more suitable scale. Early stage funding may stabilize. Though growth rounds will depend on public to market and IPO activity. Exits. Many markets, especially IPO, are crucial for venture markets' health. IPOs and NA activity are expected to increase, rejuvenating capital pools, public companies and private equity funds. AI slowdown. The AI sector, which saw massive investments in 2023, may see a funding pullback due to high valuation and regulatory challenges. Layoffs and closing. Okay. Dude, come on, where is the report? Okay. The odds are turning towards the startup favor. Oh, nice. Has building a startup in recent years has been hard. Investors have become more conservative. They are looking for sustainable profits, not unvalidated ideas. But today, founders and early stage startup teams have a secret weapon for growth at their fingerprints that they can access from anywhere in the world on any device for free. Artificial AI. Okay, startup are realizing the opportunities used to use AI, machine learning, LLMs to scale faster and build personalized experience. It's a AI gold rush. But the question is now, how exactly startups successfully incorporating AI in their GTM strategies to drive repeatable business? To find out how AI is playing part in startup go-to-market plans, we surveyed 1,000 early startup founders. Nearly all respondents say they have found value in AI, or founders said that the use of AI has been a positive impact on the company's GTM strategy. Not only that, the highest growth startup and those with most funding were the most companies to have a designated AI team and attribute their growth to AI. With AI, founders can do more with less. The age of lean, mean AI powered startup mission is here. We hope this report inspires you and helps you shape agile GTM strategies that fuel sustainable growth. HubSpot for startups. Amplify growth with HubSpot for startups. ChatSpot website generator, AI content writer, social campaign generator. AI is a new automation. AI is the hottest tech since automation entered the chat. AI swiftly entered the zenith when ChatGPT launched the fall of 2022. Since then, AI revolution has swarmed more than 10,000 new AI tools that can do virtually anything and anything virtually. from an AI browser, tab management to stock market analysis. Remember the Apple campaign? There is an app for that today. Today, there is an AI for that. Over the past few years, startup and enterprises organizations have gone from rapidly adopting integrations and automation to seeing where they can add AI and machine learning into every workflow to grow more efficiently and effectively. Let's get into the data. The audience, 1,000 plus startup founders, global founders at companies from seed to Series B. The goal, to better understand how early stage startup are using AI tools, features, and models to scale their GTM strategies. We ran a survey in January 2024 and talked with startup founders and investors. How do you teach AI curiosity? What, as startup founders, as startups begin to adopt AI tools throughout the business strategies, one of the first hurdles is getting the team comfortable with a completely new type of technology and thinking. A global fintech startup said everyone's embraced AI at different speeds. We have created a safe space for people to try it out when they see the value of that for themselves. Even from a personal perspective, they're on board. Bring on the AI tools as part of the GTM strategy to more than just shift in tech stack or budget. It's a complete change in mindset that setting smart, agile startup team apart from the rest, the herd. And investors are interested in these intelligent agile startups. 59% of the early stage startup founders feel that AI has helped them reach qualified. Plan to hire employees with AI experience in the next year, and nearly 80% believe AI will play a role in their expansion. For so far, AI benefits outweigh the risk, and savvy founders are jumping in. Founders that have dipped their toes in AI pool are finding success in making big investment in AI tools and employees with AI experience. 71% founders. I don't have time to read all these things here. Oh my god. What challenges has your company faced when implementing AI tools? Cost of external hiring, system, yes, lack of existing overall cost. Do you expect to hire more employees with expertise in deploying AI tools in next year? Yes. Oh, Does the companies have concerns about incorporation of use of AI tools? Data privacy, ethical implication, uncertainty with reliable accuracy, no specific concerns. Oh wow, these are three. Unreliability, yeah. Yes. Because AI tools, if you talk about LLMs, they're not descriptive, right? They're not descriptive. So there will be always a degree of, if you run the code one more time, the output is different. How do you think AI tool will contribute to your company's growth in next year? Moderate to increase growth, significantly increase growth, no significant. Wow. People are looking for deployment, right? Such an important skill to have. Ignesh, come on. If you can deploy AI tools, that's like gold for many companies, the existing systems. How AI is changing startup go-to-market strategies. Okay. In the case of adding tools. Forward into a future where interest involves and sophisticated deep learning algorithms are key members of the team. Now that this technology previously reserved from IBM and Microsoft, Silicon Valley is accessible to anyone, founders are navigating the most impactful place to leverage it. And incorporating AI into GTM models is already showing promise. Start up with designated AI teams by 5-year growth rate. Startups with designated AI teams by 5-year growth rate. Significant rapid growth, moderate growth, no slight growth. Startup with designated AI teams 5. Yeah man, obviously. AI is particularly helping high growth B2B and B2C startups in tech forward industries, improving conversion rates, increase customer engagement and lead quality engagement. Which types of startup is in which industries are investing most in AI? Oh wow, IT, professional and business services, manufacturing, leisure and hospitality, financial activities, transporting and warehousing, retail, education and health services, construction. Where startups are bringing AI into business processes. There with AI there is a fundamental rethinking of process, how you approach entrepreneurship from the ground up. Wow. The most professionals have a played played around with ChatGPT and realized the sheer power of AI technology. But startups are adopting AI across the entire business development process, from writing emails to staff to ideation, product development, go-to-market, ongoing operations, and customer service. AI innovation researcher predicts that AI will become a new co-founder. Crazy. How generative AI is changing entrepreneurship. Are you ready for AI as a co-founder? Here are ways entrepreneurs can use generative AI to their advantage. We are in a moment of transformation where there is a tool that can do many things around the world and many things in almost any industries. Hmm. 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 Entrepreneurs are expected to do a wide range of time-consuming tasks, from writing emails to answering phone calls and to orchestrating product demonstration and coding a website. AI does all of these things. It lets you focus on more on what your top skill is, and it kind of handles everything else. Generative AI can also serve as a guide. A third of Americans have a business idea that they haven't acted on because they don't know what to expect or to do next. The AI can tell you what to do next, help you write the emails, and help you build the product. That users should be aware of the benefits and limitations of the technology. It's kind of like an intern who wants to make you happy Uh, so generative AI is a new general purpose technology, one that comes around in a generation and touches all and everything humans do, more like electricity, computers, and internet have. For entrepreneurs, generative AI can assist with researching ideas, coming with logos, names, creating website, and more. Wow. More broadly, I think that there is a fundamental rethinking of process. The ability to test and experiment easily, quickly, and relatively cheaply represents big change in methodology, how we approach entrepreneurship from ground up. This includes compressed time frames because it can take time to develop new companies with assistance. Mm, will alter the competitive landscape. Yes. Mm. What's more, competitors across the world have equal access to same transformation technology. There's going to be just a lot more global competition. Now everyone in every country speaks English perfectly, can code. What does that mean for entrepreneurship? Talent is all over the place. What entrepreneurs should remember about using generative AI? Experimentation is the key. As entrepreneurs, you get to experiment really quick. For example, founders can try out generative AI, write a letter. If that's not good, try and again and make it better. Last year morning set a timer of 30 seconds and asked our manager to create a product launch plan, an email campaign, create a website proposal, and execute it, and create a full social media campaign. We had 9,200 words texting this website script. He said we are measuring by minutes. When I used to run companies, we started companies, we would measure in weeks or months. Don't overemphasize the importance of proprietary data sets. There is a debate about value of proprietary data sets, which consists of unique data that the company collects and owns exclusively. Pre-trained. The AI has already learned the whole bunch of stuff, and it knows this stuff already, and that stuff includes everything. So the idea that you need specialized knowledge often turns out kind of wrong. Are well studied times and transformation. Malik and Nolat noted that entrepreneurs can take advantage of uncertain transformative time. The people who can deal with change are entrepreneurs. That's why they are built. The ultimate power of entrepreneurship it's about taking action at uncertainty, and that's why it's valuable. No matter what happens in the world, learning takes action. Okay. AI in product development.
Contributions include research on scaling laws in machine learning, GPT-3, Codex, and more recently,
to continue to make progress in AI systems. I think that AI, as probably most people
Which options best describe the primary way in your companies incorporate AI tools for customer targeting and predictive analytics for customer behavior forecasting, personalized content recommendation, real-time customer targeting, dynamic custom profiling through machine learning, AI-driven segmentation strategies. The board using AI in product development for quality control and defect detection, and iterate as they expand on or improve product offering in a saturated fold. AI in customer targeting, segmentation, marketing. going beyond strategic segmentation to predicting what to sell. So this one. The most common way startups use AI in customer marketing and segmentation of customer behavior and personalized content recognition algorithms. AI in pricing strategy and optimization. Developing intelligent pricing models, customer supply chain management. What which use of AI tool has had most significant impact in your company's go-to-market strategy? AI is directly contributing to the better lead quality, one of the top challenges in sales today. Sales team are more than ready to bring AI systems to personalize outreach and research, prospect, and decide which lead are highest priority. The two most common ways startups are using AI in sales are to better understand customer journey in predictive analysis for sales forecasting. Other emerging use cases for AI in startup sales include pricing strategy and optimizing their administrative tasks. 44% of founders are hesitant about lack of employee expertise. Oh, so investing in education and training, upskilling may open more doors for growth. Here are Go.Prime for sales. Acha. Oh, interesting. Foundational and potential generative AI. How sales and the real world application, tomorrow's real world application are being challenging sales. Interesting. Hmm. What is second brain? Oh, interesting. Great. I think Olama is downloaded finally. 3.8 GB of, I think, when we pulled Olama 2. So that's there. And in a couple of minutes we'll have it finished. Very interesting article, no? HubSpot, guys. I can just turn this into we'll read it one more time. Yeah, definitely there are so many nuggets in this. Jasper, HubSpot AI tools. Oh wow, so this is complete. Now let's go here.
2. And if this is your first time doing this is kind of magic. We're about to interact with a ChatGPT-like AI. And if this is your first...
Okay, so I'm gonna put llama run 2.
First time doing this is kind of magic. We're about to interact with a ChatGPT-like AI right here. No internet required. It's all just happening in that 5 GB file. Tell me about the solar eclipse. Boom. And you can actually Control-C that to stop it. Now I want to show you this. I'm going to open up a new window. This is actually an awesome command. And with this WSL command, I'm just connecting to the same instance again, a new window. I'm going to type in watch-n 0.5, not 4, 5, NVIDIA-SMI. This is...
Yes. So I'm just gonna say hi. Oh wow. Can you do data analysis if I give you CSV file? Okay. Tell me. Okay, so I've had
some command. And with this WSL, I'll actually control C that to stop it. Now I want to show you this. I'm going to open up a new window. This is actually an awesome command. And with this WSL command, I'm just connecting to the same instance again, a new window. I'm going to type in watch. Dash N 0.5, not 4, 5, NVIDIA dash SMI. This
WSL hash P U 2 super. Yes, now I can write this. Watch dash n 0.5 NVIDIA dot SMI dash. Oh wow, got it. Cool. So can you write marketing LinkedIn article on how businesses are using AI.
is going to watch the performance of my GPU right here in the terminal and keep refreshing. So keep an eye on this right here as I chat with Llama 2. Give me a list of all Adam Sandler movies. I look at the GPU go. Ah, it's so fun. Now, can I show you what Terry does real quick? I gotta show you Terry. Terry has two GPUs. Here they are right here. And Llama can actually use both of them at the same time. Check this out. It's so cool. It's all the Samuel L. Jackson movies. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? And look how fast it went. That's ridiculous. This is just the beginning. So anyways, I had to show you Terry. So now we have the Llama installed. That's just our
only
base.
using
Remember,
38%
I'm gonna say
of
bye,
mine.
so /by to end that session. Step 2 is all about the web UI. And this thing is amazing. It's called Open Web.
So basically my GPU is only taking it's only going up to 38%. Yeah. So 18 GB of RAM is getting used right now. Okay. Obviously buy.
Web UI. Yeah. So anyways, I had to show you Terry. So now we have Llama installed. That's just our base. Remember, I'm gonna say buy, so /buy to end that.
It still is using, is it? Why, bro? My RAM is using 19 GB, is it? Oh wow. So it didn't use NVIDIA especially. Even in normal so I'm seeing my own problem here. That even in normal instance my GPU is getting used 38% to 41%. Right, I don't think any specific, interesting. That's something which I didn't expect. Let's see if I turn it to Windows. Even then 43% of my activities is taken care of by GPUs only. Interesting. Maybe I need to install the right drivers. Cool.
Session. Step 2 is all about the web UI, and this thing is amazing. It's called Open Web UI, and it's actually one of many web UIs you can get for Ollama. But I think Open Web UI is the best. Now, Open Web UI will be run inside a Docker container, so you will need Docker installed, and we'll do that right now. So we'll just copy and paste the commands from Networkchuck Academy. This is also available on Docker's.
Okay, so let's do that. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I wanted. Install Docker. Yes, cool. So I got that. So I'm just gonna verify sudo update. Mm. Yeah, I think we're done with it.
The website. First step is updating our repositories and getting Docker's GPG key. And then with one command, we'll install Docker and all its goodies. Ready, set, go.
Sudo apt install. Okay. Sudo apt install. Right, this is the thing. So tools, so that's also installed.
Yes, let's do it.
You didn't ask me yes kind of a question.
Docker's website. First step is updating our repositories and getting Docker's GPG key. And then with one command, we'll install Docker and all its goodies. Ready, set, go. Yes.
Unable to locate. Oh my god.
So let's do it. And now with Docker.
So for me it says leading package list package docker DC is not available but referred to the package. This may be okay. Docker C is not available. Yeah, so some issue here. I was not able to install Docker C. I'm trying to install Docker completely fresh installation. I followed the instruction which went up to yes, which produced yeah exactly. Do you remember to add Docker source with mentioned here? Did you remember to add Docker source which is mentioned here? If it's not too late, what does since I managed to get this working without trouble, I assume that must be because I installed full GUI on the VM but only to see LI on the server, and that there was some non-obvious package missing. I completely installed it. I've done so many times I could go to it. I'm answering my own question here in case anyone makes the draft, but typical diagnostic mistake problem. I were down installing. I were down into installing, and then what I'm doing that caused by my careless. No, wrong. I used image. The installation worked fine, and during the attempting to install Docker, the work was good. Okay, so what mistake did I do? Let me do it one more time. Let's see. So this is what he did, right?
First step is updating our repositories and getting Docker's GPG.
Okay, let's do it one more time. So this is done, but now when I do this, no, not able to do it. Okay, oh shit.
And then with one command, we'll install Docker and all its goodies. Ready, set, go.
So it says reading packages, building dependency tree. The following addition packages would be installed. This expression is okay. For me, it says package C is not available, but it is referred by another package. This may mean that the package missing has been obsoleted or is only available in another resource. The package C has no installation candidate. Unable to locate the package CI. Unable to locate. Okay, whatever I have given, it's unable to locate. Couldn't find any package. Okay. But this is the exact issue that I am facing. Yes, I used app search. It finds the package despite apt says it cannot. So install using apt repository. Before you install Docker engine for the first time on new host machine, you need to set up the Docker apt repository. Afterwards, you can install the update version. So this is what I did, is it? Yeah, correct. I did exactly this. Then we can do it one more time. What is the harm in it, right? Because I see after echo arc. No, bro, this is exactly the same. Version control stable. Yeah, exactly same. Note the derivation if you use a derivatives distro such as Kali Linux, you may need to substitute this part command. The expected print version replaces part with a code name or corresponding debian release such as bookworm. Maybe I'm doing it WSL, that might be a issue, but let's try it out. ठीक है, I think probably that could be it. So some packages are borrowed. Is max okay. Install Linux. Sorry, not Linux. Docker on WSL. Ubuntu, yeah, Ubuntu. Five years ago. God. Let's check it out.
ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏಸ್ ಹಾಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವ್ಯಾಗ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ Print outside the box with Canon Mega Tank printers.
Canon, delighting you always.
ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಪತ್ತಿ ಕಚ್ಚೆ
Repeat it.
Karasarama, eat it.
7 up, repeat it.
हाय वेलकम टू कोड फ्रेंड वेलकम टू इस वीडियो में इंस्टॉल करने वाले आपको यहाँ पे ये वाला लिंक मिलेगा docs.docker.com का। इसको आपको यहाँ पे ओपन कर लेना है एंड यहाँ से हम अपने डॉकर को इंस्टॉल कर सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पे कुछ सिस्टम रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं। हम यहाँ पे डॉकर को इंस्टॉल करेंगे विद WSL2 बैकएंड और यहाँ पे हम उबंटू का भी यूज़ करेंगे। तो उबंटू को भी हम यहाँ पे इंस्टॉल कर इससे पहले कुछ चीज़ें और हैं जैसे WSL2 यहाँ पे अगर आपको बैकएंड को यहाँ पे इसको डाउनलोड करना है तो इसकी कुछ सिस्टम रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं कि एटलीस्ट जो आपका विंडोज़ है वो विंडोज़ 10 होना चाहिए। ठीक है, एटलीस्ट विंडोज़ 10 होना चाहिए। 11 में चलेगा लेकिन 10 एटलीस्ट होना चाहिए। 64 बिट होना चाहिए और इसके बाद 64 बिट जो जैसे मैंने आपको बताया 4GB एटलीस्ट 4GB रैम यहाँ पे होनी चाहिए और जो वर्चुअलाइजेशन सपोर्ट है ये यहाँ पे अनेबल्ड होना चाहिए। ये वर्चुअलाइजेशन आप कहाँ से देख सकते हो, इसलिए आपको यहाँ पे टास्क बार पर राइट क्लिक करना है और यहाँ पे आपको टास्क मैनेजर में जाना है और यहाँ पे आपको क्लिक करना है परफॉर्मेंस पर। परफॉर्मेंस पर जब आप यहाँ पे क्लिक करोगे तो आपको यहाँ पे वर्चुअलाइजेशन दिख जाएगा।
Okay, let's try to check that out. The virtualization is enabled. I cannot see virtualization here. CPU, okay. CPU. Okay, enabled. It is enabled.
ठीक है, इसको आपको यहाँ पे अनेबल कर देना है। ये अनेबल्ड होना यहाँ पे कंपलसरी है। अगर ये आपका यहाँ पे डिसेबल्ड है तो इसको आप अनेबल कर सकते हो, बहुत इजीली हो जाता है। ठीक है, बहुत सारी यूट्यूब वीडियोस हैं उनसे आप यहाँ पे हेल्प ले सकते हैं इसको क्लोज करके। तो ये डाउनलोड यहाँ पे होने वाला है एंड बोल देगा तो एंड क्लिक यहाँ पे आपने बोला ओके कर दो। यहाँ कॉम्प्लेक्स है तो जो पे क्लोज एंड बटन पे क्लिक करना बट डेस्कटॉप है वो अपने आप खुल जाएगा। इंस्टॉलेशन की ये यहाँ पे आते हैं तो आपके पास यहाँ पे एक पॉपअप आएगा। यहाँ पे ये वाला जो आपका खोल रहा हूँ यहाँ पे खुल चुका है। यहाँ पे मेरे को इंस्टॉल करना है WSL2 MB का है कुछ के आपको यहाँ पे उसके बाद एक स्क्रीन आएगा। देखो मैंने यहाँ पे WSL CMD होता है पावर शेल इसको कहते हैं। तो यहाँ पे आपको इसको खोलना है। आपका यहाँ पे ऑपरेशन कंप्लीट पे बोल रहे हैं कि आपको अपने लिनक्स को तो आपका जो यहाँ पे WSL2 है वो यहाँ पे अब डिफॉल्ट सेट हो चुका है। आपका यहाँ पे ऑपरेशन कंप्लीट है सक्सेसफुली। तो आपका जो यहाँ पे लिनक्स में 2-3 जो यहाँ पे यूज कर सकते हैं लेकिन उसके बिना भी शायद काम हो जाएगा। तो मैं यहाँ पे एक काम कर लेता हूँ जैसे कि वहाँ पे उन्होंने मेरे को बोला था कि आपको अपने WSL2 को यहाँ पे इंस्टॉल करने के बाद उसको सेट करने के बाद अपने सिस्टम को यहाँ पे आप यहाँ पे इंस्टॉल को यहाँ से करते हैं। उसके बाद वहाँ पे स्क्रीन पे लिखा आ रहा है कि डॉकर डेस्कटॉप में आपको नहीं दिख वेरीफाई विंडो क्लिक करेगा एंड नाइस कि हमारे पास यहाँ 9 सेकंड इनर पोर्ट है के लिए एंड हमारे पास मिली। तो इसने क्या कर इसने कर डैशबोर्ड में आपको यहाँ पे ये है क्या देख सकते हो इतना हम यहाँ आप यहाँ क्लिक कर सकते हो इसके बाद आपको यहाँ पे अपने पावर पे मेरा यहाँ पे इस टाइम पे डॉकर डेस्कटॉप यहाँ पे क्लिक करने की आपको जरूरत नहीं है और मैंने यहाँ पे सपोज किंग है उबंटू यूज कर सकते हो सपोर्टेशन इसका आपको यहाँ www करके और कमांड डॉकर नॉट कोड के साथ भी कर सकते हो। आपको दिखाना चाहता हूँ कि यहाँ पे आपका एड्रेस आपको दिखाया था यूएसएल भी।
I don't know, man. What's happening here?
W and NTKYONE for this yet. This rate. So select / localhost colon 2375 WSL.
Crazy, bro.
What's up everybody, my name is Zura and I'm the Codeholic. In this video we're going to implement the virtualization is for higher or Windows 11. First time it will give you, and let's run the following command to see how the Docker is actually running. Let's open PowerShell and paste this. Hit enter. Let's wait a couple of seconds until this is done. Now let's analyze what we're going to run inner port that local running containers. If you want, you can go image with circ, which you want, not gonna make it without documentation description if you need, and check right here. Let's go down below. The Windows as an administrator distributions. So WSL-L-V, and we see right here Docker desktop distribution name, and right here her new Unix. Okay, now add to just open any, and it's gonna for any kind. Okay, right here is called basically WS services image. First time you're
Something is not working here.
Yes, let's do it. And now with Docker install, we'll use it to deploy our Open Web UI container. So it'll be one command. You can simply copy and paste this. This docker run command is going to pull this image to run this container from Open Web UI. It's looking at your local computer for the Ollama base URL because it's going to integrate and use Ollama. And it's going to be using the host network adapter to make things nice and easy. Keeping in mind, this will use port 8080 on whatever system you're using. Now all we have to do is hit enter after we add some sudo at the beginning, sudo docker run, and let it do its thing. Let's verify it real quick. We'll do a little sudo docker ps. We can see that it is indeed running. And now let's go log in. It's kind of exciting. Okay, let's go to our web browser, and we'll simply type in localhost port 8080. Whoa, okay, it's really zoomed in. I'm not sure why.
So let me just jump that code without running this. Let's see if so Docker is not getting installed, right? Yeah. Okay, I will try that method which these guys have mentioned, which is that if you use a distro like Kali Linux, you need to use a substitute part of this. Replace this part with the code name corresponding to such as bookworm. So I'm asking it to do a download. So basically I asked it to download Debian. But it did not understand it. So let me just copy this and again do that. So Debian is installed. Stable package is done. Now if I do this, it says it's not there. Yeah, it says not there. Let's see. Blocker is not found. Oh my god. So Docker is not installed. Maybe I should use the first. If you're using derivative distro Kali's Linux, you may need to substitute the part for this command that I expected to print the version code name, which is dollar. Replace this part with the code name corresponding divinity such as Pokemon. But I am not using Kali, no. Select the reset version and install. Really? But the first thing we did was VSL install, right? Ubuntu has launched. Launching is installed. Installing this. Please create default Unix account. Form information aka W user. Unix account Vignesh. To run a command as administrator, use sudo. Main details. Ubuntu Linux. So mine is Ubuntu Chami jellyfish. This is the name of the version. Distributed 3 type of users: desktop image, allows try Options. Okay. So 64 தான். WSL2 This is a W2 spin-off of old install. Using distro kernel are really able to maybe sorry. So what I understand is this is in a particular version. Welcome to Ubuntu. This is my version. Okay. Six years. Okay, let's do this again one more time. Okay. Yeah, now it's working. Yeah, update again, right? I think now it should work. Okay. Permission, we're trying to run a Docker version. I think I'll just do this. But okay, anyway.
Didn't do that. Whatever system you are using. This Docker run to deploy are open. Going to pull this image to brace in 8080. Add some sudo at the beginning.
Okay. Oh wow, nice. My C would die, bro. Great, now it's working, guys. I'm so happy that it's working and it's downloading finally. So good stuff. Cool. So finally we'll be able to open the open UI web, and then we should be able to run this
Sudo docker run and let it do its thing. Let's verify real quick. We'll do a little sudo docker ps. We can see that it is indeed running. And now
Great.
let's go
Yeah, now it'll run.
log in. It's kind of exciting. Okay, let's go to our web browser and we'll simply type in local
sudo docker ps. So I think one of the issue that I had was probably I did not update the Docker files again. So sudo update, right? I think when I copy pasted, everything merged into one, but I should have updated, and this one really helped on. This one article really helped. Right? Installing a repo. So this is like 2 years ago. Update apt. Install these packages first. Add GPG keys. Then add Docker repository. Update again. So this is something which I probably might have missed. Install this. Great. So helpful to have, Stack Overflow, and it's so nice that people have already done means have faced this problem, and they have actually faced this problem and have a solution, given a solution. So that's so nice. So right now what's happening is, for me, the Open Web UI, it's installed and now it's extracting. So it's about 1 GB. So we are 80% done. So yeah, we'll wait for that, and then I think we'll be able to check Docker, and then open Docker and open Web UI, Open Web UI. Perfect.
Full host. Go log in.
Sudo docker ps. So it says port up starting. Status, I have container ID, and then I have a name, bash. Yeah, I think it should be open now.
It's kind of exciting. Okay, let's go to our web browser, and we'll simply type in localhost port 8080.
Okay, colon host colon 8080. Oh wow, nice.
Whoa, okay. It's really serious stuff then. This login info is only pertinent to this on sign up, right here at the bottom. And just put your stuff in. This login info is only...
So I'll sign up. Mesh. Okay, save. Interesting. Nice. Okay, let's go. Cool. Select a model. We have Llama 2. Nice.
Pertinent to this instance, this local instance. We'll create the account, and we're logged in. Now, just so you know, the first account you log in with or sign up with will automatically become an admin account. So right now, you, as a first-time user logging in, you get the power. But look at this. How amazing is this? Let's play it. So the first thing we have to do is select a model. I'll click that drop down, and we should have one, Llama 2. Awesome. And that's how we know also our connection is working. I'll go ahead and select that. And by the way, another way to check your connection is by going to your little icon down here at the bottom left and clicking on settings, and then connections, and you can see our Llama.
Big Mesh. Settings. Connections, and we have Llama connection. Yeah, nice.
Llama base URL is right here, if you ever have to change that for whatever reason. Now with Llama 2 selected, we can just start chatting. And just like that, we have our own little chat GPT that's completely local. And this sucker is beautiful and extremely powerful. Now first things, we can download more.
Yes, so let's go new chat. What can you... Oh yeah, let's upload files, and let's say what files do we have. I'm just saying I just want if it can I'll just try to see if it has anything to give us insights from. Okay. Hmm. But I just want to give it a easy one. Yeah, let's go to give it this one. Cool. I have a data that I can give. So I'm just gonna give that. Let's see how fast this is or what insights can I give. Okay. So let's also pull up a timer. Stopwatch. Let's see how long does it take. This is a pretty difficult task, so I'm not sure if it'll be able to pull up. So the data set we have given it is actually has 4 rows, 4 columns, I mean, and close to 3000 rows. Acha, 3000 rows. So pretty decent data, right? Oh wow, it has started producing some the new document, the new diamond contains 3 entries. Acha, let me check. Carat weight. There is no column as carat weight, man. There is no column as carat weight. That's not carat weight, that is it carat weight? What does carat indicate? Indicate in a oh damn. So can see entries with different character rate. No, we have so much. That's bullshit. The document new diamond indicates that cut is very good for all 3 entries. This is bullshit, guys. Can you plot some graphs? But Vignesh, I'm so proud. Finally, I did install a local LLM, and I'm let me stop this and probably ask, what do you know about India? India is a country to South Asia. It is the 7th largest country by area and has a population over 1.3 billion. Makes it the 2nd most populous country of the world. India is a federal republic, common parliament system, and is home for a diverse population of different cities, language traditions. Here are some interesting facts of India. Wow. So I do have my own, LLM that is running locally with a pretty good UI. So that's good stuff.
More models. We can go out to Olama and see what they have available. Click on their models to see their list of models. CodeGemma is a big one. Let's try that. So to add CodeGemma, our second model, we'll go back to our command line here and type in Olama pull CodeGemma. Cool. It's done. Once that's pulled, we can go up here and just change our model.
Yes, let's do that.
By clicking on the little drop down icon at the top, yep, there's CodeGemma.
CodeGemma. Code lemma. Novel end-to-end trade-in that combines vision and coder. Collection of power that can coding will come code generation. Cool, let's do this.
Oh llama. Pull code gemma.
Oh llama pull code gemma. Pull dir plus C home. Vignesh desktop. So let's go and check this one. So basically what I want, let me ask this. Okay, hi, do you not it's hi do you know about the WSL in Windows? Let's see if Llama 2 can give us the answer. Yes. Windows subsystem for Linux. Okay. So I have installed Docker and I want to go to list and where I am. I'm just in which directory? Directory I am in. What command should I give? Oh, PWD. Okay, PWD. Ah, interesting. Home Vignesh. Home Vignesh. But there is this PC. Oh shit, bro. There is only 3.7 GB left. Shit, man. I don't have space. Come on, guys. My local disk doesn't have any space left. How much is this? 5 GB. Oh my god. I have no space to install 5 GB. We'll have to go it to let's ask ChatGPT as well. ChatGPT. Okay, so I am running Docker in my machine using WSL in my C drive. The data is full and I want to change directory to D drive. How can I do that? All this I have to learn, guys. So basically what I want to do is it says home Vignesh. Users, I have no idea bro why this is home. I should know, right? Where, where this is getting installed. Where are these getting installed? Because all my data is gone. But yeah, good to know that I was able to load up a LLM in my local machine. That's awesome. Well, I'm gonna take a break. Guys, it's 3 hours that I'm sitting here, so let's take a break. Okay.